The woman in the rain. Daniel couldn't shake the image of that old woman. He tried to focus on his speech at the gala, the flashing cameras, the applause, the investors, but her eyes kept flashing in his mind like lightning. That night, he couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned in his penthouse overlooking Central Park. The rain outside still hadn't stopped. At 2 a.m., he grabbed his coat, ignored his driver, and went back to that same alley. The woman was still there, curled beneath a broken streetlight, shivering under a thin blanket. A stray dog huddled beside her, licking the crumbs she dropped. Daniel stood there for a moment, umbrella in hand, unsure why he even came. He finally spoke. "Hey, you shouldn't be out here. Do you need help?" The woman looked up slowly. Her face was lined with years of struggle. She smiled faintly, as if trying to remember something. "Help?" she murmured. "You sound just like him." Daniel frowned. "Like who?" She coughed, her voice trembling. "My son. I lost him, many years ago. He was just a boy. He used to call me Mama Grace." Daniel froze. Grace. That name. That name. His birth records had said his mother's name was Grace Whitmore. But she had abandoned him at a church when he was 6 years old. Or so he'd always been told. He took a step closer, heart pounding. "Grace Whitmore," he whispered. The woman nodded weakly. "Yes, that's me. But I doubt anyone remembers that name anymore." The rain hit harder. Daniel felt his throat tighten. Was this possible? Could this frail woman be the mother who left him? He helped her stand. "Come with me. You can't stay here." She resisted, shaking her head. "No, son, I don't go with strangers." "I'm not a stranger," he said softly. "I'm Daniel." Her eyes widened. For a long moment, she just stared at him, as if seeing a ghost. "Daniel. Cross," she whispered. "My Danny?" The word shattered him. He wanted to deny it, to run, to pretend this wasn't real, but deep down, he knew. He swallowed hard. Why did you leave me?" Her lips quivered. "I never left you, baby. They took you from me. When your father died, I had nothing. I begged the church to keep you safe till I could get on my feet. But when I came back, you were gone." Daniel's umbrella slipped from his hand. The rain poured over them both. "All these years," he said, his voice breaking. "I thought you didn't want me." Tears mingled with the rain on her face. "I looked for you every day, Danny. Every single day." He pulled her into his arms, and for the first time in decades, Daniel Cross, the man who owned skyscrapers and luxury cars, wept like a child. The truth in the storm. Daniel took Grace to his penthouse that night. She stared in disbelief at the marble floors and chandeliers. "You live here?" she whispered. He smiled sadly. "I guess I've been living without something far more important." She ate quietly, savoring every bite as though it were a feast. He watched her, realizing how long it had been since anyone sat at that huge dining table with him. Over the next few days, Daniel canceled meetings, ignored calls, and devoted his time to Grace. They went for walks in Central Park, watched old movies, even cooked together, simple meals that tasted better than anything from his 5-star chefs. But something was off. One morning, Daniel noticed Grace's hands trembling more than usual. When he asked, she brushed it off, "Just the cold, honey." But the next day, she fainted. The doctors confirmed what Daniel feared: Grace had terminal heart failure. She had only weeks, maybe days. The news broke him. He sat by her bedside every night, replaying the years they'd lost, the birthdays, the hugs, the words never spoken. One night, she reached out and held his hand. "Danny, promise me something." He wiped her tears. Anything. Use what you have, to help others like me. The world needs more love than money. He nodded, unable to speak. A few days later, Daniel organized a huge event, but not a gala. It was a charity foundation launch for the homeless, named Grace House. Reporters covered it nationwide. For the first time, Daniel spoke not as a businessman, but as a son. He told his story, about the night he found his mother eating in the rain. People wept, cameras flashed, and donations poured in. But Grace couldn't attend. She was in the hospital, watching the speech live on TV. When Daniel returned that evening, he found her smiling faintly. "You did it, Danny," she whispered. "You made me proud." He held her hand. "Stay with me, Mom. Please." But Grace just smiled one last time and whispered, "Always." And then she was gone. The next morning, New York woke to the news. Millionaire Daniel Cross dedicates entire fortune to homeless charity, in memory of his late mother. But Daniel didn't care for headlines anymore. He stood at her grave under a gentle drizzle, holding a single white lily. "She found me," he whispered, "even when I didn't know I was lost." As the rain fell softly on his coat, Daniel lifted his face to the sky and let the tears mix with the storm, the same storm that had brought her back to him. Sometimes, the people we think have abandoned us are the very ones who never stopped loving us. We just have to look beyond pride, beyond pain, and listen to what the rain is trying to say. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to the Kindness Chronicles for more stories that remind us, kindness always finds its way home.